Hi, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a current subscriber. So last night, Amberlynn Reid put out a video talking about losing her cat, Rarity. Now, typically I would have empathy for a situation like this, but this is a pattern with her and you have to look at patterns of behavior. This doesn't seem to be an accident, but I saw some people in the comment section talking about her body language a bit, and I thought that I would kind of go over that today. So let's get into it.
Not want to make this video, and I'm only making it because people have found out and it's already on a reaction channel. But yes, my cat Rarity is missing and I have done nothing but cry. It happened 2 nights ago and I put full blame on myself.
So right off the bat, we're seeing a lot of her being uncomfortable, her looking away, not fully confronting the camera and the audience she's talking to. She seems to be crying just a bit. There are tears. People said in the comment sections that there are no tears. There are tears. The problem with this, though, is that these tears come 2 days too late. So this doesn't really seem to be for the cat Rarity that's allegedly missing, but it seems to be for a different reason. Perhaps because people are talking online about the situation and not necessarily because of the cat. Because 2 days ago, she'd put out a video being defensive, talking about a creator called Oh Lordy, It's Jordy, and not about this cat who had been missing. According to Amberlynn in this video, that same night. These tears didn't come that night, though. These tears came later on.
Because there's a yard, and that's where I let the dogs out to go to the bathroom, and it's through like a glass door. And I've just had a lot on my mind with everything that's been going on. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I've just been going through a lot.
A few people probably think this is forced because it is forced. This is not natural crying. She seems to be squeezing out the tears. She is crying pretty noisily the way maybe a child would. So it's very theatrical, not natural. It seems more like a bit of a tantrum. And again, not someone who is missing their cat.
And I wasn't thinking, and I left the glass door open just like, I don't know, like this much. And I'm telling you, when I noticed, it was like 20 minutes later, but it literally just
She's also doing a lot of data collecting, looking around, and some of it is shifty eyes. So it's kind of difficult to decipher between the two, but data collecting would look like this. It might look like that. Deceit, however, or indications of deceit would look like this. Just not looking confidently at the camera and the audience she's referring to. So that is what we are seeing here. And it's kind of a mix of both. But her having to data collect in the first place is pretty interesting given this was allegedly only 2 days ago and she should be able to confidently tell the camera and her audience, so this is what took place and this is what happened, without all of the theatrics, without all of the forced, noisy crying. And I'm not trying to be hateful. This is just what I'm observing and what I know based on her patterns of behavior.
Takes a second, and Rarity is like one of the most adventurous cats, the most loving, and just like when I lived in Kentucky, actually, I would sometimes let her go onto the porch because we had like a gate, and she would just roll around in the dirt. Like, she just loved it for some reason. And
it's also pretty interesting she's speaking in past tense. Normally when someone has a loved one or a loved pet missing, they would have some hope that that pet or loved one is still alive and very well and can be found. That's not what we're seeing here. We're seeing her speak in the past tense. And I saw people talk about this in the comment section as well. This is something I picked up on. She's speaking in the past tense as if this cat no longer is alive, and I'm hoping that is not the case. I'm hoping I'm wrong about that. My expertise is not statement analysis, but I do know that usually people have hope and speak in the present tense if they're referring to a loved one that is just missing. So it's interesting we're seeing that, but also the off and on tears that, again, are seemingly forced. They seem to be forced. They're not natural. She's not just directly looking at the camera. They're not just naturally flowing out. She seems to be forcing, literally squeezing them out with these noises that are very overdramatic. But the off and on crying was pretty interesting here because normally, again, if you're naturally crying, it wouldn't be so off and on. And you would still have tears even if you're not as focused on how you're crying. And again, her having to be focused on crying, it's not natural here.
like, she just wanted to venture out. I know she just wanted to see Like, I don't know where the fuck she is. And it's been just like, literally. Sorry. Tommy has helped so much. Like, I just feel
A lot of what you just saw with her hand movements there is frustration and anxiety. It's not necessarily just grief we're seeing here. And this coming again 2 days later after her putting out a video, the night that this cat allegedly went missing, is pretty interesting. It indicates that this is perhaps, again, not about the cat missing and her grief about that, but perhaps grief about her online reputation, how she's having to actually acknowledge this missing cat, Rarity. So all of this can be an indication of deceit when they're moving around so much, because they're not just telling you, they're not just confident in what they're saying, they're usually anxious. Now, people do have anxiety about or all sorts of things. If you're in an interview, you might constantly be moving your legs, crossing them, uncrossing them. And we're seeing that a bit, but with the arms here, the constant movement, she's not sitting still and telling us the story. There's a lot of frustration and anxiety here.
so just like defeated. And Tommy has made like online posters and put it on different websites. And like, went outside and we were like yelling her name, and like it's been fucking torture, literally, because you guys know Rarity is my fucking world. Like, and I know a lot of you hate me and whatever you want to say about me, but Rarity was my literal life. And like, you guys know how much.
Now, this is something that typically toxic people, not always, but typically toxic people will do to distract from what's really taking place. They'll throw in all these other narratives. And this is what this video is really about here. About, guys, please take it easy on me. Also, Tommy is good. Now, if you don't know who Tommy is, that is the feeder. That is someone who has recently come under fire for things that have been exposed about her that were really dark. And that is the video that she actually put out on the night that this cat allegedly went missing. It wasn't a grieving video talking about the cat on her large platform where she could have people looking for the cat or sending her the prayers that she requests at the end of this video. She doesn't do any of that the night that this cat goes missing 2 days ago. Instead, she puts out a video defending Tommy's reputation, her partner's reputation online. And I don't think Tommy is the real name of this person. They call her the feeder for a reason. That is someone who basically gets off on overly feeding someone whose health is in danger already. And I don't want to go too much into that, but that is the situation taking place here. And this video isn't about grieving the cat. So she obviously is going to throw out all these other narratives saying, take it easy on me. Tommy's a good person. Tommy's been helping me. Tommy's good, guys. And that is, again, typically what toxic people might do. Also, when they want you to think this is about something else, but also throw in the real narrative there. So this is a lot of what I'm seeing, what I'm observing. And again, with on again, off again tears, directing herself to cry when she says, this cat is my world. The word torture, she starts crying and then it's off again when she's talking about, oh, and Tommy's good, guys. This is not natural. This is not grief over a cat. This is grief over her personal reputation. And that is what we're seeing. And I would like to know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm not going to go through this entire video because it is basically just this. If you've watched this far, thank you for watching. And please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Thank you.